What's up, guys? This is the Vinyl Casket. I am Nick. This is the home to the lamest taste. We're doing a live review of a Netflix original movie. But first, please do me a major favor here on Twitch and YouTube at the Vinyl Casket, and please subscribe and follow. Subscribe, like, and comment. Hit the bell. Let me know anything. Check out all the stuff I got. I got tons of different content going on. Check out my Instagrams at Vinyl Casket and Vinyl Casket Comics. Watch my weekly comic reviews that are posted at the end of every week. And every Tuesday, which right now it's Monday, tomorrow there will be a video on YouTube on Manny Reads Comics, his personal channel. The weekly roundup, which is me, him, and Omni City Comics on Instagram, do a top 3 ranking of our pull lists every week. It comes out on Tuesday, and we also do a disappointing moment and a cover of the week. We have a bracket going on month to month, battling each other out, but we're gonna get straight into this review of The Adam Project. So this is a Netflix original film on Netflix, obviously. It was released March 11th, 2022. It is a runtime of 1 hour and 46 minutes, so it's not that long. It's a lot shorter than the average current movie. Most movies that go to theaters are really close to that 2 hour mark, if not way over. So I think this is a pretty easy movie to sit in one sitting, bang it out. It is PG-13, which, with a lot of the action and the content in this film, I didn't even realize it could have been. I just thought I was watching a really good movie. Like, if you told me that it was, if it was rated R, I would have believed it. There was some pretty dope fight scenes. But yeah, so this is directed by Sean Levy. And it was starring 2 awesome guys that are both Marvel actors. So I'm very shocked that this is a Netflix original. But Ryan Reynolds and Mark Ruffalo are both in this movie, along with Jennifer Gardner. And those are what I would say are the main characters. There is a really good acting cast, while also being relatively small, because a lot of the actors are wearing full suits with masks, so you don't really know who they are. But the basic premise, we'll get right into it. The basic premise of this film is basically, you're growing up, your dad passed away a couple years ago, like a year or so ago. You get into fights at school, you're getting bullied, you're smaller than everybody else, you have asthma. And you give your mom a hard time who's trying to raise you, trying to cope with everything. And then out of nowhere, there's a giant crash. You also get a cutscene towards the beginning of Ryan Reynolds flying this giant space jet and being shot at, and opening a wormhole and getting shot as he goes into the wormhole. We get to see a little bit of the kid, and then wormhole opens up, ship crashes, and it turns out that Ryan Reynolds is the older version of this kid, which at first I was like, how? Like, this kid's scrawny, whatever, and then Ryan Reynolds just portrayed as jacked, as always. But you get to find out about, a little bit, it's time travel. So, like, and he knows, like, they went to a time travel, like, academy for fighter jets. And you learn, you get the whole thing, like, I can't tell you anything, this, whatever. The dog, Hawk King, was like a major proponent of him figuring out that was himself. The kid figuring out that was himself. Jennifer Gardner is the mom, and Mark Ruffalo is the dad, which was a very weird dynamic for me personally, being that is the acting couple from 13 going on 30. But it's a really cool story. You get some really like down to earth, relatable moments with him dealing with bullying and having to learn life lessons from himself from the future. And he's really smart. The kid's really smart, and the whole thing is like how do I get through this? How do I get to this point? How do I get to become you? How do I get to become you? And he can't really tell him, and he eventually finds stuff out. Like he has a wife and whatever. The main plot building up through this is that Adam's dad, Mark Ruffalo, basically created the gateway and formula that was used to create time travel. Being able to open up wormholes. He devises the whole thing, and he creates whatever. It's never mentioned up until like maybe halfway through the movie that his dad was a scientist and invented stuff. It's just mentioned that he's in around, and you slowly find out that he was in a car accident, and then eventually you find out that he was a scientist, and then you knew that he was doing some big experiment, and then you're finding out about time travel, and you're not like confused. But little plot holes, but whatever. You find out your dad basically created time travel, and the whole world's changed because when your dad passes away, his partner uses that technology to basically take over the world, and your wife in the future, you become a really good pilot flying through time, and your wife, who's the best pilot, basically figures out that something happened in 2018 and someone went back and messed with time. So she goes to try to figure out what's going on, and then she gets attacked and shot out of the sky and loses her jet. So she's stuck in 2018, has to live a new life. Basically is forced to live, and you go through the rest of your life trying to find your wife, trying to get to 2018, and no one's letting you. Your father's partner is basically trying to kill you. Follows you through, shoots you out of the sky. You end up in 2022 instead of 2018. They are from 2050. And then you have to work with your kid's self, because the only way to fly the jet is to have a bioscan, and it's connected to your DNA. But if you're not healthy, if you're not in, because he gets shot, he's hurt, it won't let him fly it. So he needs to basically take his younger self in order to use this thing. He's being hunted down by his father's partner. His wife shows up in the past, living for 4 years. A lot of really emotional content here, because the older version of Adam, Ryan Reynolds, is very upset about how he treated his mother growing up, and like meets her at a bar by accident, and like tries to give her this advice that like, hey, he's going to love, like he's gonna regret the way he's treating you. Everything you're doing is fine and whatever. Really heartfelt moments. And then there's scenes where he has a double-sided lightsaber basically, and he's sending sonic magnetic pulse waves. So this movie jumps between really emotional to really scientific to action sci-fi a lot really quickly. I think the dynamic between the two Adams, is really well constructed. Even though you could say that the younger version of himself, the actor's kind of bland in certain spots, but I think it adds to the character, and I think it's well delivered on purpose. Because I can't believe that this kid wasn't coached by Ryan Reynolds how Ryan Reynolds would have portrayed himself as a kid. Because you feel it. You feel like they're connected based off of the cues and the things that they say. Like, he calls a goatee a mouth mullet. Like, it's just Ryan Reynolds at his peak. Basically, it solves that you have to go back in time. You encounter your dad. Your dad immediately knows, like, you're trying to tell him, like, don't get rid of time travel. Stop it. He immediately knows that they're both Adam. And that kind of, I didn't see that coming at all. But yeah, it's a really solid movie. I think the way they resolve the plot at the end is really cool. I'm not going to spoil that, even though I spoil a lot of stuff. I thought that ending, or how they get rid of the villain, was just evil person antagonist, was just perfect and beautiful, and I would never have thought of that in a million years. This movie gets it gets a 5 out of 10 for me. A 5 out of 10. 5 out of 5. Doing it out of 5. 5 out of 5 for me. Hands down, amazing movie. Cinematically great. Editing wise great. Soundtrack's really good. I thought, all the editing and transitions were good. I thought the character dynamics, the acting, the dialogue, pacing was really good. I never felt bored throughout the entire thing. It went by pretty quickly. And I felt vested at the end. Like I wanted to see more. And the way they kind of, mend some plot holes at the end is really touching. So yeah, that's all I really have to say. Minor nitpicks. I would suggest that if they do end up doing a film for Harry Potter and the Cursed Child or whatever it is, that this kid that played Walker Scobell would 100% should be one of the main characters in that. I think his personality would be amazing. But yeah, that's my review. Definitely check it out. It's on Netflix. 100% recommend. And yeah, please check out my Instagrams at Von Casket and Von Casket Comics, my YouTube at The Vinyl Casket. Please subscribe, like, and comment. Hit the bell. Let me know what you guys want me to watch, review, react to, trailer-wise, anything like that. And do me a major favor and have a great day. And remember to stay lame.